January 11th, 1944. 11:14 in the morning, 4 miles above Oschersleben, Germany. Major Nathaniel Thornfield banks his P-51B Mustang into a slow circle. Through the canopy glass, cold and crystal clear, he can see them. 30 German fighters, Messerschmitts and Focke-Wulf's black crosses stark against winter camouflage, diving in formation toward the bomber stream below. 60 B-17 flying fortresses, 60 bombers carrying 600 American airmen. Unprotected, alone, 300 miles deep into the Third Reich, Thornfield's gloved hand tightens on the control stick. His breath fogs the oxygen mask, temperature outside 42 degrees below zero. His radio is dead, cut off deliberately. He made that choice 3 minutes ago. He is alone. 1 aircraft, 30 enemy fighters, 37 minutes until P-47 relief arrives from the west. The math is simple. The math is impossible. But in the lead bomber's ball turret suspended in a plexiglass sphere beneath the aircraft's belly, Sergeant Miles Ashford crouches behind twin 50-caliber machine guns. The man who carried Thornfield 40 miles through the Burmese jungle 2 years ago, the man who saved his life. When no one else was coming, Thornfield had given his word. He checks his instrument panel. Ammunition counter 1,800 rounds across 6 guns. Fuel 412 gallons. The P-51's guns are already cold, freezing at altitude. The right outboard gun cycles sluggishly. Click, click, the bolt catching on contracted metal. 30 German fighters are now 3 miles from the bombers, closing at 240 miles per hour. That gives Thornfield 90 seconds to decide, to commit, to do what no fighter doctrine permits. Stay alone, fight alone, die alone if necessary. But first we need to understand how he got here. 4 months earlier, October 14th, 1943, the day the United States Air Force nearly gave up on daylight bombing entirely. Thornfield sits in the officers' club at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. Afternoon light slants through windows. On the wall-mounted screen, newsreel footage flickers in black and white. Gun camera film from bombers over Regensburg, Germany. B-17s falling from formation, wings folding, fuselages breaking apart, parachutes blossoming white against dark sky. One after another after another. The narrator's voice is steady, professional. October 14th. 8th Air Force raids ball-bearing factories at Schweinfurt. 60 B-17 bombers lost, 600 American airmen killed or missing in a single day. 60 aircraft, 600 men. The room is silent. 15 officers watch the screen. No one speaks. No one moves. Thornfield leans forward. He recognizes one of the falling bombers' tail markings, the diagonal stripe. Midnight Runner. His old wingman from the Flying Tigers flew waist gunner position on that crew. Captain Douglas Mercer. Everyone called him Hawk. Fast reflexes. Faster smile. 29 years old. Past tense now. The newsreel continues. Without fighter escort beyond the German border, American bombers face overwhelming enemy opposition. Losses are unsustainable. The future of strategic daylight bombing hangs in the balance. The film ends. The projector clicks. White light floods the screen. Thornfield stands, walks out. No one follows. Outside, October wind moves through empty trees. He lights a cigarette. Hands steady. They always are. He learned that in China, flying P-40 Warhawks with the American volunteer group, the Flying Tigers. 86 combat missions over Burma and southern China. 86 times watching friends die because fighters couldn't stay with the bombers, couldn't reach deep enough. Couldn't protect them when it mattered most, and now Hawk is gone. Same reason. Same. Different war. A staff car pulls up. An aide steps out. Major Thornfield, you're wanted at the Pentagon immediately. October 18th, 1943. The Pentagon, third floor conference room. General Harlan Blackwood stands at the head of a long table. 60 years old, ramrod straight, silver hair cut military short. Behind him a map of Europe covers the wall. Red pins mark bomber losses. There are many red pins. Thornfield enters, salutes. Sit down, Major. Blackwood doesn't look up from the file in his hands. Thornfield's personnel file. Service record. Flying Tigers. 86 missions. 11 confirmed kills. Citations. Commendations. Blackwood closes the file. Looks at Thornfield for the first time. You flew deep interdiction in Burma, no fighter cover beyond your own aircraft, long range, hostile territory. You know what it's like when the escorts turn back and you keep going. It's not a question. Yes, sir. Black Thursday happened because our P-47 Thunderbolts can't escort past the German border. Fuel range. They turn back. The bombers go on alone. We lose 60 aircraft in one day. 600 men. This cannot continue. Blackwood opens another folder, pulls out photographs. An aircraft, sleek, unfamiliar lines, inline engine, bubble canopy. P-51B Mustang, Merlin engine from the British, American airframe. On paper, it can escort bombers to Berlin and back, 700-mile radius, long enough to protect the entire mission. He slides the photos across the table. On paper. In reality, it's killed 3 test pilots in 6 months. Engine failures, structural issues, the program is one accident away from cancellation. Pentagon brass calls it a death trap. The pilots call it the suicide machine. Thornfield studies the photographs. The aircraft is beautiful, purposeful, built for one thing, reaching deep and fighting hard. I'm assigning you to command the 354th Fighter Group. First unit to fly the P-51B in combat. You'll take 36 aircraft to England, train the pilots, prove the Mustang works, or watch the program die and go back to burying bomber crews 60 at a time. Blackwood leans forward. I'm choosing you because you've flown missions where no one was coming to help. You understand what those bomber crews face, and I don't think you'll quit on them. Will you, Major? Thornfield looks at the photograph. Thinks of Hawk's bomber falling, thinks of 60 red pins on the map, thinks of 600 men who didn't come home. No, sir, I won't. Good. You leave for England in 2 weeks. Don't let me down. More importantly, don't let them down. Blackwood taps the map. All those red pins, all those dead men. Thornfield stands, salutes, turns to leave. Major. Blackwood's voice stops him at the door. The P-51B is controversial, untested, dangerous. If this fails, there won't be a second chance. For the program, for you, for any of us. And Thornfield, I'm not sure this will work. I'm not sure anyone can make it work. But if anyone can, it might be you. The doubt is clear, the pressure absolute. Understood, sir. Thornfield walks out into the corridor. Through windows he can see the Potomac River. Gray water under gray sky. In 2 weeks he'll be in England, flying an aircraft that's killed 3 men already, leading pilots into combat in a machine no one trusts. He thinks about Hawk, about the silent vow he made at the funeral. Standing beside the empty coffin, I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. I'll get them home. Now he has the chance to keep that vow, or die trying. November 15th, 1943. RAF Boxted, England. Rain hammers the tin roof of the briefing hut. 36 P-51B Mustangs sit on the hard stand outside, wings slick with water. Brand new, factory fresh, unproven. Inside the hut, 48 pilots sit in folding chairs. Thornfield stands at the front. Behind him, a blackboard lists aircraft assignments. Flight leaders, wingmen, call signs. These men are young, early 20s mostly, fresh from training, They've heard the stories, 3 dead test pilots, engine failures, the brass calling it suicidal. They're scared, trying not to show it. Thornfield doesn't smile, doesn't try to sell them on the aircraft, doesn't give them false confidence. The P-51B is faster than anything the Germans fly. 40 miles per hour faster than the Focke-Wulf 190. It can escort bombers to any target in Germany and come home. That's the good news. He pauses. The bad news, it's new. Untested in combat. The Merlin engine is temperamental. Cold weather causes problems. High altitude causes problems. The guns freeze at 25,000 feet. We don't know all the failure modes yet. We're going to discover them together, in combat, over Germany. Silence. Someone coughs. You've been assigned to this unit because you're good pilots, not because you're expendable. We have 30 days to prove this aircraft works. 30 days before the Pentagon pulls the plug and we go back to watching B-17s fall out of the sky 60 at a time. Thornfield looks across the room, meets eyes, holds gazes. I flew 86 missions with the Flying Tigers. Lost friends because fighters couldn't stay with the bombers, couldn't protect them deep in enemy territory. The P-51B can change that, but only if we make it work, only if we trust it, trust each other, and follow the mission through to the end. He picks up a piece of chalk, writes on the blackboard, one word, Guardian. That's our call sign, Guardian, because that's our job. Not to rack up kills, not to play ace, to bring the bombers home, every single one, every single time. A hand raises Lieutenant Fletcher Whitmore, 22 years old, fresh-faced, nervous energy. Major, what if we encounter superior numbers? What if we're outnumbered? Thornfield sets down the chalk. Then we fight anyway because those bomber crews can't run, can't maneuver, can't defend themselves against determined attacks. We're all they have. So we fight. Outnumbered or not, outgunned or not. We fight until they're safe, or until we're not capable of fighting anymore. Whitmore swallows, nods. Another hand. Major Garrett Huxley, 38. Veteran P-47 pilot. Skeptical eyes. Hard mouth. Major, I flew Thunderbolts for 8 months. Solid aircraft, proven. Why switch to an untested platform with a failure record? Because the P-47 can't reach Berlin, Major. The P-51 can. That's the mission. That's why we're here. Even if it kills us. Even then. Huxley leans back, arms crossed, unconvinced. Thornfield dismisses the briefing. The pilots file out. Rain still falling. They walk to their aircraft, stand beside them, touch the wings, the propellers, getting to know the machines that might kill them. Thornfield watches from the doorway. Colonel Atticus Brennan joins him, 52 years old, WWI ace, 11 confirmed kills over France in 1918. White hair, steady hands, the only senior officer who believed in the P-51B program when everyone else wanted it canceled. They're scared, Brennan says. Good, fear keeps you sharp. They don't trust the aircraft. They will, or they won't survive. Brennan lights a pipe. Tobacco smell mingles with aviation fuel and rain. I lost my son in the Schweinfurt raid. Captain Elliot Brennan, navigator on a B-17, 24 years old. His bomber went down because the P-47s had to turn back at the German border, left them unprotected. Thornfield says nothing, lets the older man talk. I backed the P-51B program because I don't want other fathers getting telegrams. Other mothers crying at kitchen tables. If this aircraft can do what it promises, it'll save thousands of lives. But if it fails... Brennan shakes his head. If it fails, Nate, those bomber crews will keep dying. 60 at a time, over and over. It won't fail. How can you be sure? Because I won't let it. Brennan looks at him, studies his face, sees something there. Determination, obsession maybe. You lost someone too, on Black Thursday. My wingman from China, Hawk Mercer. Waist gunner on Midnight Runner. Died over Regensburg. I'm sorry. Don't be. Just help me make sure it doesn't keep happening. Brennan nods, smokes his pipe. They stand together in the doorway watching young pilots learn their aircraft in the rain. November 20th, 1943. First long-range training flight. 36 P-51Bs take off from RAF Boxted at 900 hours. Destination simulated bomber escort over the North Sea. 6 hours of flight time. Maximum range test. Push the aircraft. Find the limits. Thornfield leads Blue Flight, 4 aircraft. His wingman Lieutenant Fletcher Whitmore. 22 years old. Eager, competent, untested. They climb to 20,000 feet. Temperature drops. Outside air minus 35 degrees Fahrenheit. The Merlin engines run smooth for the first hour. At 10:15 hours, Huxley's aircraft develops oil pressure problems. He turns back. At 10:33, 2 more P-51Bs report rough running engines, fuel mixture issues. They abort. At 10:41, Whitmore's engine coughs, misfires. His voice crackles over the radio. Young, trying to stay calm, failing. Blue leader, Blue 2, I'm losing power. Oil pressure dropping, temperature rising. Thornfield banks left, pulls alongside Whitmore's aircraft. Visually inspects. Black smoke trails from the cowling. Not good. Blue 2 shut down and glide. We're 40 miles from base. You can make it. Blue leader, if I shut down the engine, might not restart. If you don't shut down, it'll seize. Then you swim, your choice. Silence. Then Whitmore's propeller stops windmilling. The engine goes quiet. His aircraft becomes a glider. Efficient but terminal. Descending at 800 feet per minute. They glide together. Thornfield flies formation. Talks Whitmore down. Calm voice. Steady instructions. They cross the English coast at 4,000 feet. RAF Boxted comes into view at 2,000. Whitmore lands dead stick. No engine. No power. Rolls to a stop on the grass beside the runway. Climbs out. Legs shaking. But alive. 6 aircraft returned early that day. Engine problems, fuel system problems, electrical problems. That evening, Brennan receives a telegram from the Pentagon. General Blackwood's words are brief. Stop. 6 failures in 1 training flight. Stop. 1 more mission like this and program is canceled. Stop. 30 days to prove it works. Stop. Blackwood. Brennan shows Thornfield the telegram in his office. Dark outside, rain against windows. 30 days, Nate. That's all we have. Thornfield reads the message, sets it down, looks at Brennan. Then we'd better not waste them. December 5, 1943. First combat mission. Target Paris, France. Luftwaffe airfield at Le Bourget. 36 P-51Bs will escort 48 B-17 bombers. Round trip 400 miles. Within the Mustang's range, barely. Briefing at 0500 hours. Pilots file in. Tired eyes. Coffee cups. Nervous energy. Thornfield stands at the front, points to the map. Today we prove it works. Or we prove the critics right. There's no middle ground. Every aircraft that aborts, every engine that fails, every problem that grounds us puts the program closer to cancellation, so we fly the mission. We protect the bombers, we bring everyone home. He pauses, looks across the room, including ourselves. They take off at 0647 hours, sunrise behind them. The English Channel ahead, dark water, white caps, cold enough to kill in 3 minutes if you go down. The P-51Bs climb to 22,000 feet. Form up with the bombers over Dover. Beautiful sight. 60 aircraft in formation. Fighters above and beside. Bombers steady in the center. Aluminum glinting in early light, they cross into French airspace at 0723. At 0801, Huxley's aircraft develops hydraulic problems. Landing gear won't retract fully. Drag increases. Fuel consumption spikes. Blue leader, Blue 3, I'm aborting. Can't maintain formation. Thornfield watches Huxley peel off. Turn back toward England, 1 down. At 0819, 2 more P-51Bs report engine trouble. Oil temperature rising. They turn back. 3 down. At 8:35, Thornfield's own aircraft begins running rough. Oil pressure fluctuating. Not critical yet, but trending wrong. He adjusts the mixture, leans it out. The engine smooths, temporarily. They reach the target at 0847. B-17s drop bombs. The airfield erupts, hangars collapsing, fuel dumps burning, secondary explosions rippling across the field. Mission successful, turn for home. At 0903, another P-51B aborts, engine failure, 4 down. The formation crosses back into England at 0941. 32 P-51Bs still flying, 4 aborted, 89% completion rate. Not good enough. Thornfield lands at 10:15. Fuel gauge reads 11 gallons. 11 gallons out of 555 total capacity. He'd calculated wrong, pushed too hard, came within minutes of flaming out over the channel. Ground crew swarms his aircraft. Crew Chief Henry Kowalski climbs onto the wing, opens the cowling, looks inside, shakes his head. "Major, your oil cooler is cracked. You were losing pressure the whole flight. Another 10 minutes and the engine seizes." But it didn't. This time, Thornfield climbs down, legs stiff. 3 hours and 28 minutes in the cockpit. He walks to the operations hut. Brennan waits inside, holding another telegram. Pentagon's response to the mission report. Thornfield takes it, reads, 4 aborts unacceptable, stop. Reliability must improve, stop. Next failure ends program, stop. Blackwood. Thornfield crumples the telegram, throws it in the trash. "Next mission is in 2 weeks, we'll be ready." "How can you be sure?" "Because we have to be." December 15th, 1943. Evening. Officers' Club. Thornfield sits alone. Whiskey glass in front of him. Untouched. He's not drinking. Just thinking. Calculating. Every mission brings them closer to the edge. One more failure. One more abort. One more problem and the program dies. And the bombers keep falling. The door opens, cold air rushes in. A man enters, sergeant's stripes, familiar face, older than Thornfield remembers, but unmistakable. Miles Ashford. Thornfield stands, they shake hands. Ashford's grip is strong, working man's hands, scars on the knuckles. "Miles, what are you doing here?" "Visiting a friend, heard you were stationed at Boxted, thought I'd stop by." They sit, Ashford orders beer. Thornfield still doesn't touch his whiskey. "Last I heard you were infantry, stateside." "Was. Transferred to Army Air Corps, ball turret gunner, 401st Bomb Group. We're based at Dinathorpe, 40 miles from here." Ball turret. The most dangerous position on a B-17. A plexiglass sphere hanging beneath the fuselage. Cramped. Exposed. If the landing gear fails, the ball turret gunner gets crushed on touchdown. If the aircraft goes down, there's often no time to pull him out. He goes down with the bomber. Thornfield's expression must show something because Ashford smiles. "I know. Not the safest job, but someone has to do it, and I'm good at it." "You flew Black Thursday." The smile fades. "Yeah. Lost 4 bombers from our group that day, 60 men, friends." Ashford drinks his beer. "The P-47s turned back at the German border, left us alone. We flew another 90 minutes without fighter cover. German fighters hit us in waves. We couldn't stop them all." Silence. "I heard you're flying P-51s now," Ashford says. "Long-range escort." "Trying to. The aircraft is good, when it works. We're still proving reliability." "Well, prove it fast, because we need you. Every mission deeper into Germany, we're alone. No escorts. Just us and the Luftwaffe. We're losing bombers faster than we can replace them. Crews faster than we can train them." Thornfield finally picks up his whiskey, drinks it. The burn is welcome. "We're doing everything we can, Miles. I know you are. That's why I stopped by. Wanted to say thanks for trying, for caring. Most fighter pilots, they do their job and go home. But you remember what it's like to need help and not have it coming. Burma, the jungle. Thornfield's P-40 shot down by 3 Japanese Zeros, broken leg, infection setting in, 40 miles from friendly lines, and Miles Ashford, then an infantry sergeant, finding him, carrying him, 6 days through hostile territory, saving his life. You carried me 40 miles, Miles, I owe you. You don't owe me anything, but those boys in the bombers, the ones dying every mission because fighters can't reach them. Help them. That's all I'm asking. I will. I'll get you home, Miles, I promise. Ashford finishes his beer, stands, extends his hand again. I believe you, Nate. I really do. Just don't wait too long. We're running out of time. He leaves. The door closes. Cold air lingers. Thornfield sits alone. Thinks about promises, about debts, about 600 men who died on Black Thursday because fighters turned back at the border. He will not let it happen again. January 3rd, 1944. Shakedown mission over France. Target Luftwaffe airfield near Lille. 36 P-51Bs. Routine escort. Routine opposition expected. They cross into French airspace at 10:47 hours. Clear sky, cold, minus 40 degrees at altitude. At 11:03, 12 Focke-Wulf 190s attack from the north. Black crosses on gray camouflage. Veteran pilots. No mistakes. No hesitation. The dogfight begins. Thornfield breaks right. Whitmore stays on his wing. Good. Training paying off. They roll together, dive together. A FW-190 flashes past. Thornfield pulls hard. 7 Gs. Vision tunneling. Blood draining from his head. He eases back. Peripheral vision returns. The FW-190 is ahead, climbing. Thornfield climbs after it. Faster. The P-51B has better power to weight. He closes. 300 yards, 200, 100. He fires. 650 caliber machine guns converge. Tracers walk up the enemy fighter's fuselage. Metal rips. Pieces fly off. The FW-190 rolls left, trailing smoke. Thornfield follows through the roll. Fires again. Shorter burst. The FW-190's wing folds. Fuel tank detonates. Orange fireball against blue sky. First kill of the war, but not his last. Thornfield pulls up, scans. Another FW-190, 8 o'clock low, diving on Whitmore. Blue 2 break left. Whitmore brakes, hard, but not fast enough. The German is experienced, leads the turn, lines up, fires, rounds walk across Whitmore's wing, holes appear, smoke trails, Thornfield reverses, pulls 7.5 Gs. Gray edges closing his vision. He holds it. The P-51B turns inside the FW-190's radius. Physics, aerodynamics, engineering. He ends up on the German's tail. The German pilot sees him, tries to extend, tries to use speed to escape, but the P-51B is faster. Thornfield closes, fires, 3-second burst. The FW-190's canopy shatters. Glass and metal fragments spiral away. The fighter rolls inverted, falls, no parachute, second kill. Whitmore's voice. Shaky. Blue leader, I'm hit. Aileron control is mushy. Can you make it home? I think so. Then go. Now. Don't wait. Whitmore peels off. Heads west, trailing light smoke. The dogfight continues. 8 minutes. Violent. Close range. Thornfield gets hits on another FW-190. Uncertain kill. Probably damaged. The Germans disengage. Pull east. 6 of 12 remain, the rest dead or damaged. American losses: 1 P-51B damaged. Whitmore, he makes it back to England, lands safely, aircraft repairable, mission success, but in the debriefing Huxley stands angry. You broke formation to save the kid, left your assigned position, put yourself at risk. Thornfield meets his eyes, calm, cold. I saved my wingman, that's the job. The job is to escort bombers, not play hero for rookies who can't defend themselves. Blue 2 is 22 years old, 6 weeks out of training. He stayed on my wing through the entire engagement until he got hit. He did his job, I did mine. We both came home. This time. Every time, Major. That's the standard. Everyone comes home, every time. Or we die trying. Huxley sits, still angry, still unconvinced. Brennan stands at the front of the room. Gentlemen, we lost 0 aircraft today. Enemy lost 6. I'd call that success. Dismissed. The pilots file out. Thornfield remains. Brennan approaches. Huxley's right about one thing. You took a risk breaking formation. And if I hadn't, Whitmore would be dead. Maybe the FW-190 would have missed. Maybe another pilot would have helped. You don't know. I know I wasn't going to watch him die and do nothing. Brennan studies him, sees the intensity, the obsession. This is about your friend, isn't it, Hawk? The one who died on Black Thursday. Thornfield doesn't answer. Nate, you can't save everyone. You can't undo what happened to Hawk by never losing another pilot. Watch me. Brennan sighs. Knows he can't change Thornfield's mind. Knows he shouldn't try. That obsession, that refusal to accept losses, that determination to bring everyone home. It's what makes Thornfield effective, dangerous, valuable. Just don't get yourself killed trying to save people who might not need saving. I'll keep that in mind. January 10th, 1944. Evening briefing. The operations hut is crowded. 48 pilots, 36 aircraft available. Tomorrow's mission is big, the biggest yet. Thornfield stands at the front. Behind him a map of Germany. Target marked in red, Oschersleben, deep in the Reich. 280 miles from the English coast. Gentlemen, tomorrow we escort 60 B-17s from the 401st Bomb Group. Target Focke-Wulf factory at Oschersleben. Primary objective, protect the bombers, all of them. No losses. He points to the map. P-47 Thunderbolts will escort to the German border. We take over from there, stay with the bombers until they turn for home, then hand off back to the P-47s at the border. Huxley raises his hand. What's the expected opposition? Intelligence estimates 40-plus German fighters, BF-109s and FW-190s, veteran pilots, home field advantage. They'll know we're coming. Murmurs. 40 against 36, not good odds. Our advantage, the P-51B, is faster, better range. We can stay with the bombers the entire mission. The Germans can't. They'll have to land for fuel. We won't. Use that. Hit them when they're forming up. Hit them when they're low on fuel. Don't give them time to coordinate. Thornfield picks up a piece of chalk, writes on the board, 0 losses. That's the mission. 0 bomber losses. I don't care how many kills you get. I don't care about personal glory. I care about those 600 men in those 60 bombers. They all come home. Understood. Affirmative murmurs. Head nods. Briefing dismissed. The pilots file out. Thornfield remains. Studies the map. Oschersleben. Deep in Germany. Long flight. Dangerous opposition. He pulls out a folded paper from his pocket. A letter. Received this morning. From Miles Ashford. Nate heard you're escorting us tomorrow. 401st is flying. I'll be in the ball turret on Valiant. Lead bomber high squadron. Don't suppose you could keep the Germans off us, would appreciate it. Miles. Thornfield refolds the letter, puts it back in his pocket, looks at the map again. Miles will be in that lead bomber. Exposed. Vulnerable. If the Germans concentrate on the lead aircraft, and they will, Miles is in the most dangerous position in the formation. Tomorrow he keeps his word, or dies trying. January 11th, 1944, 0430 hours. Thornfield wakes before the alarm. He always does. Habit from China, from Burma. Sleep light, wake fast, stay ready. He dresses in the dark, flight suit, Boots, leather jacket, checks his pockets. Father's wings from WWI. Ashford's photo from Burma, both men dirty smiling jungle behind them. Survival photo, proof they made it out when they shouldn't have. He walks to the mess hall. Coffee, toast, can't eat more. Stomach tight. Not fear, anticipation. The feeling before every mission. The knowledge that everything might change in the next few hours. In the briefing hut, weather officer gives the update. Cloud ceiling 8,000 feet over target. Temperature at altitude -44 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect gun malfunctions, mechanical issues, engine performance degradation. 44 below. Cold enough to freeze gun mechanisms, oil lines, control surfaces. Thornfield makes a mental note. Fire guns in short bursts. Let them cool between engagements. Don't overheat, then flash freeze. He walks to his P-51B. Number 436315. Blue Leader, personal aircraft. Ground crew has it prepped, fueled, armed, ready. Crew Chief Kowalski salutes. She's ready, Major. Full fuel. 1,800 rounds, all 6 guns test fired. Oil pressure good, engines purring. How's the right outboard gun? Still temperamental. Might freeze at altitude. But it'll work when you need it. Might have to. Thornfield climbs into the cockpit. Straps in. 5-point harness. Tight. Secure. He runs through the checklist. Fuel. Mixture. Throttle. Trim. Everything green. At 0630, the first P-51B starts its engine. Merlin roar. 12 cylinders. 1,400 horsepower. The sound is beautiful, violent, purposeful. One by one, 36 fighters come to life. At 0647, they take off. Sunrise behind them, Germany ahead, 280 miles, 600 lives depending on them. Thornfield climbs through cold morning air. The channel below. Dark water, England fading behind. Ahead, somewhere in the winter sky, 60 B-17s are forming up. Miles Ashford is in one of them. Ball turret, lead bomber. Now comes the hard part, keeping that word. 0935 hours. 22,000 feet above the English Channel. 36 P-51B Mustangs slice through crystal air. Silver against winter blue. Formation tight. Professional. Each pilot scanning, always scanning. Sky above, sky behind. Threats come from anywhere. Thornfield leads Blue Flight, 4 aircraft. Whitmore on his right wing. 2 more P-51Bs stepped up behind. Guardian formation. Protecting each other. Protecting the bombers they haven't reached yet. Ahead, black dots materialize against pale sky. Growing. Taking shape. B-17 flying fortresses. 60 of them. 3-box formation. Each box, 20 bombers stacked in stepped layers. Aluminum and steel. 4 engines per aircraft. 10 men per crew. 600 American airmen heading into the teeth of the Third Reich. Thornfield's radio crackles. Guardian Leader, this is Fortress Leader. Good to see you, boys. We're at Angels 22, course 090, speed 190. Angels 22, 22,000 feet. Course 090, due east, speed 190 miles per hour. Thornfield clicks his mic twice. Acknowledgement without words. Radio discipline. The Germans are listening. Always listening. The P-51Bs slide into escort position, 12 fighters high and behind, 12 level with the bombers weaving, 12 low and ahead scanning for threats. Thornfield's flight takes high position. Best place to see attacks developing, best place to dive and intercept. He studies the bomber formation, searching, there. Lead bomber high squadron, tail number visible. B-17G, Valiant. Olive drab and gray, national insignia bright on the wings. Miles Ashford is in that aircraft, somewhere beneath the fuselage cramped in the ball turret. Cold, vulnerable, watching empty sky through plexiglass, waiting for German fighters that will come. That always come. Thornfield's leather glove tightens on the control stick. I've got you, Miles. Stay sharp. 1005 hours. They cross the English coast at Dover. White cliffs falling away, the channel below. No turning back now. Not that anyone would. Not that anyone could. The mission is committed. Weather deteriorates. Cloud deck rising. Visibility dropping. Wind increasing from the north. 20 knots. Pushing them south, of course. The navigator in the lead bomber compensates. Adjusts heading. 087 now. Slightly south of east. Temperature outside Thornfield's canopy minus 38 degrees Fahrenheit. And dropping. 10:27 hours. The Dutch coast appears. Dark line of land. Occupied Europe. Enemy territory. Every mile from here forward is hostile. Every village, every field, every person below would kill them if they could. The formation tightens. Bombers closing gaps. Fighters scanning harder. Neck muscles tense. Eyes burning from constant searching. No contact yet. But it's coming. 10:35 hours. Rendezvous point over Holland. P-47 Thunderbolts appear. 24 of them. Black and white invasion stripes. They've escorted the bombers this far. Now they turn back. Fuel limits. The P-47 is magnificent at low and medium altitude. Powerful, durable, but range is limited. 200 miles from base, that's the wall. They can't push beyond it. The Thunderbolt leader wagons his wings. Salute. Farewell. Good luck. Then they peel away. West, toward England, toward home, toward safety. The P-51Bs are alone with the bombers now. Thornfield keys his mic, short transmission, calm voice. Guardian flight, this is Guardian leader. We're on our own. Stay alert. Germans know we're here. Affirmatives click back. Whitmore's voice young but steady. Guardian 2, roger. The formation presses east, deeper. Germany proper now. The Rhine River slides beneath them. Silver snake through winter landscape. Towns, factories, rail lines, all targets, all defended. 10:50 hours, the German border. Ahead scattered clouds, contrails forming at altitude. Moisture freezing in exhaust. White lines scratched across blue sky. Beautiful. Deadly. Contrails mark your position. Tell every German on the ground exactly where you are. Can't avoid them. The air is too cold, too moist. Every aircraft leaves a signature. Thornfield scans the horizon, searching for other contrails, enemy contrails. The Germans will come. Question is when and from where. His oxygen mask fogs with each breath. In, out, rhythmic, necessary. At 22,000 feet without oxygen, unconsciousness comes in 90 seconds, death in 3 minutes. He checks his instrument panel. Fuel 412 gallons, ammunition 1,800 rounds, all 6 guns charged. Gun sight illuminated. He's ready. Below the bomber stream maintains formation, steady, unchanging, like a great machine, inexorable, heading toward Oschersleben, toward the target, toward the German fighters that are certainly scrambling right now. 10:58 hours. Thornfield sees them first. Contrails, 12 o'clock level, 20 miles out. Multiple aircraft climbing. Turning toward the bomber stream. He counts. 12 contrails, 12 German fighters. Messerschmitt Bf-109s most likely. Or Focke-Wulf FW-190s. Doesn't matter which. Both are lethal. Guardian flight bandits, 12 o'clock level, 20 miles, 12 plus, climbing through Angels 1-8. The radio comes alive. Acknowledgements. Position calls. Fighters maneuvering. Guardian leader, I have visual. Looks like 109s. Guardian 3, I count 15 now. More at 2 o'clock. Thornfield's jaw tightens. Not 12. 15. No, more appearing. 18. 20. The Germans are forming up, massing, preparing to attack in strength. All Guardian flights maintain position. Do not chase. Protect the bombers. Standard doctrine. Defensive escort. Stay close to the bombers. Don't get drawn away chasing individual targets. The mission is protecting the B-17s, not racking up kills. But Thornfield watches the German formation grow. 22, 25, 30 fighters forming up for a coordinated attack. Against 60 bombers and 36 P-51Bs that need to cover them all. The math is bad. 1105 hours. The German formation splits. Half turn south, half turn north. Classic pincer. Attack from multiple angles simultaneously. Force the escorts to divide, create gaps, exploit them. Guardian leader, they're splitting. Orders. Thornfield calculates. 15 Germans north, 15 south. He has 36 P-51Bs. Split them evenly, 18 north, 18 south. Except he can't leave the bombers completely unprotected. Need fighters above them, below them, ahead. Guardian 2 through 6 take the northern group. Guardian 7 through 12 southern group. Guardian 1 stays with bombers. His flight, blue flight, 4 aircraft, will remain central. Will respond to whichever attack develops as primary threat. The P-51Bs break formation, splitting, diving toward the German fighters. Thornfield stays high, watching, waiting. The northern Germans hit first. 15 Bf-109s dive toward the bomber formation from 11 o'clock high. 18 P-51Bs intercept. The sky erupts. Dogfight, violent, three-dimensional. Aircraft rolling, diving, climbing, tracers arcing, smoke trails. 1 Bf-109 explodes, orange fireball, pieces tumbling. A P-51B takes hits, trails smoke, pulls away. The southern Germans hit 5 seconds later. 15 F-190s from 4 o'clock low. 18 P-50Bs dive to meet them. More chaos, more gunfire, close range, desperation flying. Thornfield watches both fights. His flight maintains position above the bombers. Untouched, waiting. The Germans aren't committing fully. They're probing, testing, drawing the escorts away. Where's the real attack? His eyes sweep the sky. Ahead, behind, above, below, there. 6 o'clock high, 30,000 feet, more contrails. Diving, 12 more German fighters, fresh, unengaged. Diving straight toward the bombers while the P-51Bs are occupied north and south. The trap. Guardian 1 to all flights, 12 more bandits, 6 o'clock high Angels 3-0, diving on the bombers, blue flight engaging. Thornfield shoves throttle forward, war emergency power. The Merlin engine screams, 57 inches of manifold pressure, 1,550 horsepower. The P-51B accelerates. He pulls up. Steep climb. 22,000 to 30,000 feet. 8,000 feet of altitude, racing the diving Germans, racing to intercept before they reach the bombers. Whitmore stays on his wing. Good. The other 2 blue flight aircraft follow. 4 P-51Bs climbing hard. The Germans are diving at 400 miles per hour. Thornfield is climbing at 280. Geometry, physics, intercept angles. He won't reach them in time, unless. He rolls inverted, pulls through, diving now, cutting the angle, trading altitude for speed, 420 miles per hour, 440, faster than recommended, approaching compressibility limits. The controls stiffen, the airframe shudders. He ignores it. Focuses on the lead German fighter, Bf-109. Black crosses, yellow nose, ace markings. 3,000 feet separation, 2,000, 1,000. Thornfield rolls upright, pulls. 7 Gs crushing him into the seat. Vision tunneling, gray edges. He eases slightly. Peripheral vision returns. The gun sight settles on the lead Bf-109. 600 yards, too far. He holds fire. 500 yards, still too far. 400 yards. The German is focused forward, locked on the bombers, doesn't see Thornfield closing from his 7 o'clock low. 300 yards. Thornfield fires all 6 guns, 50 caliber Browning M2s. 600 rounds per minute cyclic rate, each gun tracers every fifth round, red lines reaching forward, the bullets converge, walking up the Bf-109's fuselage. Sparks, metal tearing. The German's tail section disintegrates, control surfaces gone. The fighter snap rolls, tumbles, falls, no parachute. Kill number 1. Thornfield pulls up. The rest of the German formation scatters. His sudden appearance, his aggression breaks their attack. They expected defensive flying, expected the P-51Bs to stay close to the bombers. Circle protectively. They didn't expect this. Thornfield chases. The second Bf-109 breaks right. Hard turn, Thornfield turns inside him. Physics. The P-51B has lower wing loading, tighter turn radius. He closes. 200 yards. Fires. Burst shorter. 90 rounds. Bullets strike the Bf-109's canopy. Glass explodes. The fighter rolls inverted, falls. Kill number 2. Whitmore's voice. Blue leader, nice shooting. Stay focused, Blue 2. We're not done. The German formation is reforming, pulling together. Realizing they're not facing cautious escort pilots. They're facing hunters, but they're not retreating. Neither is Thornfield. 11 hours, the northern and southern German groups disengage from the P-51Bs. Pull back, regroup, join the central group. 30 German fighters form up. 3 miles northeast of the bomber stream. The P-51Bs reassemble. 12 have minor damage. 2 are trailing smoke. 1 reports low fuel. Turning back, 35 P-51Bs remain. Thornfield's radio crackles. Group leader, Major Huxley. Guardian leader, this is Guardian 7. We're bingo fuel. Multiple aircraft reporting low fuel states. We need to turn back. Bingo fuel, the minimum required to return to base, the line you don't cross, cross it and you swim. Thornfield checks his own gauge, 390 gallons. He's burned 22 gallons in the last 20 minutes. High power settings, combat maneuvering, fuel consumption spikes during fighting. Guardian 7, what's your fuel state? 240 gallons. 11 aircraft in my formation are below 250, we can't stay. Thornfield does the math. Distance to target 60 miles. Time at bomber cruise 19 minutes. Return to this position 19 minutes. Hand off to P-47s at the border 40 minutes beyond that. Total time remaining 78 minutes. At normal cruise, 240 gallons is enough. Barely. At combat power burning fuel at 2 gallons per minute, it's not. Huxley is right. If they stay and fight again, they won't make it home. Standard procedure, return to base. Don't risk the aircraft, don't risk the pilots, live to fight another day. But if they leave, the bombers have 18 P-51Bs protecting them against 30 German fighters, with 60 more miles to the target and 60 miles back. The bombers will be slaughtered. Thornfield looks down. The bomber formation is steady, unchanging. 60 aircraft, 600 men, trusting the fighters to protect them. 1 bomber stands out, lead position, high squadron. Valiant, Miles Ashford. Guardian leader orders, Huxley's voice. Tight, waiting. Thornfield's hand hovers over the mic button. He thinks about Hawk, about Black Thursday, about 60 bombers falling because the fighters turned back. He thinks about Miles, about Burma, about 40 miles through the jungle. I'm not leaving you behind. His thumb presses the mic button. Guardian 7, return to base. Take all aircraft with fuel states below 250 gallons. Silence. Then Roger, Guardian leader, turning back now. Good luck. 18 P-51Bs peel away, west, toward England, toward safety. 18 remain with the bombers, but Thornfield's fuel gauge reads 390 gallons. He burned fuel fighting. He'll burn more. And he's committed to staying until the bombers are safe, until they hand off to the P-47s at the German border on the return leg. He might not make it back. He might swim in the North Sea, cold enough to kill in 3 minutes. He accepts this. Whitmore's voice, concerned. Blue leader, are we staying? We're staying. Our fuel. I know Blue too. We stay until the bombers are safe, or until we can't fly anymore. Those are the options. Silence. Then, understood Blue leader. The remaining P-51Bs form up around the bombers. Thin coverage now, gaps everywhere. If the Germans attack in force, there aren't enough escorts to stop them all. Thornfield knows this. The Germans know this. 11-14 hours, the German formation maneuvers, positioning, preparing 30 fighters against 18 P-51Bs and 60 bombers. Thornfield watches them, studies their movement. The Germans are forming a wall, line abreast, all 30 aircraft spread across 2 miles of sky. When they attack, they'll come as one mass, overwhelming force. Hit the bombers from ahead, frontal attack. Most dangerous for the bombers, head-on closure rate exceeds 700 miles per hour. Bomber gunners have 3 seconds to fire before the Germans are passed. Then the Germans reverse, attack from behind, where the bombers are vulnerable. It's textbook Luftwaffe doctrine, and Thornfield can't stop it. 18 fighters can't cover 60 bombers against 30 attackers. But he'll try. His radio crackles. Not Huxley, not Whitmore. Group leader, main formation commander, fortress leader. The B-17 pilot commanding all 60 bombers. Guardian leader, this is fortress leader. We see the bandits. We count 30. You have 18 fighters. The math doesn't work. Recommend you withdraw. Save your aircraft. We'll take our chances. Thornfield doesn't answer immediately. He looks down. At Valiant. At the bomber carrying Miles Ashford. He remembers Burma, the jungle, broken leg, infection, dying, and Miles Ashford carrying him. 40 miles, 6 days. I'm not leaving you behind. Thornfield keys the mic. Fortress leader, Guardian leader, we're not withdrawing. We stay until you're safe. Guardian leader, that's not Fortress leader. The decision is made. We stay. Guardian out. He switches off that radio channel, looks at his flight. 4 aircraft, Whitmore on his wing, 2 more behind. Blue flight, the Germans are coming. Stay aggressive, target their leaders, break their formations, make them think twice before they press attacks. Affirmatives click back. Thornfield checks his ammunition. 1,800 rounds, minus the rounds he fired earlier. 180 rounds expended. 1,620 remaining. Fuel 385 gallons. Temperature minus 42 degrees. His right outboard gun cycles sluggishly. The bolt catching. Cold affecting mechanism. It might jam completely. Might fail when he needs it most. He accepts this too. The German formation turns, heading straight for the bombers now. 3 miles away. Closing at 400 miles per hour. Combined closure rate 590 miles per hour. 30 seconds until contact. Thornfield pushes throttle forward, dives toward them. Blue flight follows. 4 P-51Bs diving toward 30 German fighters. Insane odds, suicide math. But the bombers are behind him. Miles is behind him. 600 men are behind him, and he'd given his word. 20 seconds. His hand rests on the gun trigger. Gun sight illuminated. Lead computing sight. He'll fire at 400 yards, maximum effective range, not ideal. But volume of fire matters. Disruption matters. Make the Germans flinch, make them break formation, give the bombers a chance. 15 seconds. The German fighters fill his windscreen, black crosses, angular shapes, camouflage paint, professional pilots, experienced, veteran, they don't flinch. Neither does Thornfield. 10 seconds, his radio erupts, voices the other Guardian flights calling contacts, engaging. The southern and northern Germans are attacking again. Simultaneous assault from 3 directions. Coordinated, planned, executed perfectly. The P-51Bs are outnumbered everywhere. 5 seconds. Thornfield's finger tightens on the trigger. 4 seconds. The lead German fighter ahead of him. FW-190. Yellow nose. Ace markings. The pilot is good. Holding formation. Steady, not braking. 3 seconds. Closure rate extreme. 700 miles per hour combined. The FW-190 grows in the gun sight. Fills it. Dominates it. 2 seconds. Both pilots fire simultaneously. Thornfield's 6 guns erupt, or 5 guns. The right outboard gun jams. Frozen. Seized. 5 guns firing. Tracers reaching forward. Red lines converging. The Germans' guns flash. 4 20mm cannons. 2 13mm machine guns. Yellow muzzle flashes. Rounds coming back. 1 second. Thornfield's rounds strike. The FW-190's engine cowling shatters. Pieces fly back. Oil sprays. Black smoke pours. The German's rounds pass wide. High. He'd led the deflection wrong. Misjudged closure rate. Close, but not close enough. The FW-190 breaks left. Trailing smoke. Engine failing. Kill number 3. Thornfield pulls up. Hard. 7 Gs. Vision tunneling. He ignores it. Pulls harder. 8 Gs. His G-suit inflates. Squeezing legs. Abdomen. Forcing blood to his brain, he levels, scans. The German formation is scattered. His attack, his aggression broke their perfect line. They're reforming, but the attack is disrupted, delayed. The bombers have 30 more seconds. Thornfield reverses, dives back toward the Germans. Solo now. Blue flight is scattered, engaging other targets. He's alone, 1 P-51B against 29 German fighters. A Bf-109 appears. 6 o'clock low, climbing toward him. Thornfield rolls inverted, pulls through, diving at the Bf-109. Head on again. Insane, suicidal, the Bf-109 pilot doesn't expect it, brakes early, defensive. Thornfield rolls upright, follows the brake, gets on the Bf-109's tail. Close. 150 yards, 2 seconds of fire, 60 rounds, all 5 working guns. The Bf-109's canopy dissolves in a cloud of glass. 4 down, ammunition remaining 1,480 rounds, another FW-190, attacking from above. Thornfield sees it late. Too late. The German fires. Cannon shells walk toward Thornfield's aircraft. He brakes hard left. 4 shells miss. 1 hits. Impact. Left wing. Outboard section. Metal tears. Hole appears. 2 feet across, fuel sprays, misting. His left wing fuel tank is punctured. Fuel gauge drops 380 gallons, 370, 360, leaking 20 gallons per minute. At this rate, he has 15 minutes before the tank is empty. 15 minutes before his range is critically compromised. He'll never make it back to England. But the bombers are still 60 miles from the target, 60 miles back. P-47s won't be at the border for another 78 minutes. He stays, pulls hard, reverses onto the FW-190's tail. The German extends, tries to use speed, but Thornfield is faster, even damaged, even leaking fuel. He closes 300 yards, 250, 3-second burst, 90 rounds. The FW-190's right wing root erupts. Fuel tank detonates. Orange fireball. The wing folds. The fighter tumbles. Kill number 5. Ammunition 1,390 rounds. Fuel 345 gallons and dropping. Temperature -42. His left inboard gun jams, freezes. Seized bolt. 4 guns remaining. He climbs back to altitude. Scans for the bombers. They're there, steady, still in formation, untouched. The Guardian flights are holding. Barely, but holding. Thornfield's radio crackles. Whitmore. Blue leader, you're leaking fuel. I can see it from here. I know, Blue 2. You need to turn back, now, or you won't make it home. I'll make it. Blue leader. Blue 2, maintain your position. Protect the bombers. I'll handle the Germans. Silence. Then, Roger, Blue leader. Fuel gauge 320 gallons, dropping steadily. The leak isn't sealing. It won't seal. The tank will drain completely, then he's down to internal fuselage tanks. 280 gallons total, not enough to get home, but enough to stay with the bombers until they're safe. He'd sworn to bring Miles home. He'll keep that vow, even if it kills him. 1126 hours. The German fighters regroup. They've lost 5 aircraft, Thornfield personally. Other Guardian pilots have claimed 4 more. 9 German fighters down. 21 remain against 18 P-51Bs. The Germans are angry now. Professional discipline giving way to fury, the lone American who keeps attacking, keeps disrupting, keeps killing. They want him dead. They turn toward him, not toward the bombers, toward Thornfield, all 21. Whitmore's voice. Urgent. Blue leader, all the bandits are heading your way. Break off now. Thornfield watches them come. A wall of fighters. 21 aircraft, guns bristling, cannons ready, coming for him. Good. While they're focused on him, they're not attacking the bombers. He turns toward them. 1 P-51B, 4 working guns, 1,390 rounds, 310 gallons of fuel, leaking. Against 21 German fighters, he doesn't hesitate, pushes throttle forward and charges. 1126 hours. 4 miles above Germany. 21 German fighters arrayed in a perfect line, 2 miles wide. Death incarnate. Black crosses against winter sky. Every pilot veteran, every aircraft armed, every gun aimed at one target. Nathaniel Thornfield. He flies straight at them. His left wing streams fuel vapor, white mist trailing behind, 305 gallons remaining, dropping 10 gallons per minute, 4 guns operational, 1,390 rounds. The math is simple. The math is fatal. He doesn't care. Behind him, 60 B-17 bombers maintain course, steady, untouched. Miles Ashford in the lead bomber's ball turret, safe. For now, that's all that matters. The Germans open fire at 700 yards. Too early. Desperation shooting, anger shooting. Rounds fall short, gravity pulling them down before they reach target. Thornfield waits, 600 yards, still too far, 500 yards, 400 yards, now. His thumb mashes the trigger. 4 guns erupt, 50 caliber rounds streaming forward, 1,200 rounds per minute combined, tracers every 5th round, red lines reaching toward the German formation. The lead F-190 takes hits. Cowling, wing root, canopy. The pilot slumps. Aircraft rolls left, falls, kill number 6. Thornfield doesn't watch it fall. No time. The rest of the German formation is still coming, still firing. Cannon shells and machine gun rounds filling the air between them. He pulls up. Vertical. Maximum power. The Merlin screams. The airframe shudders. 7 Gs. 8. Vision tunneling. Gray edges closing. Blood draining from his head. He holds it. Climbs through the German formation. They flash past on either side. Black crosses. Yellow noses. Shocked faces in cockpits. They'd expected him to brake, to run, to dive away. He climbed straight through them instead. At the top of the climb, he has 3 seconds before airspeed bleeds to 0. Before the P-51B stalls and falls, he uses them. Rolls inverted. Pulls through. Split S. Diving back down through the German formation from above. Upside down world, sky below, earth above, G-forces crushing him into the seat. He rolls upright. A Bf-109 appears in his gun sight. Perfect deflection. The German is turning. Doesn't see him. 1 second burst, 30 rounds. Low ammunition now. Every round counts. Strikes on the Bf-109's tail. Rudder shears off. The fighter snap rolls. Pilot ejects. White parachute blossoms. Kill number 7. Ammunition 1,360 rounds. Fuel 295 gallons. The Germans are scattering now. Thornfield's aggression, his refusal to die, his impossible attacks are breaking their cohesion. Fighter pilots train for predictable enemy behavior. Defensive flying. Self-preservation. Rational tactics. This isn't rational, or it's the only rational choice when 600 lives depend on you. Thornfield pulls hard left. Another Fogunuiti crossing his nose. High deflection shot. Difficult. Low probability. He takes it anyway. Leads the target. Fires. 2-second burst. 60 rounds. Misses. The FW-190 keeps flying. Untouched. Ammunition 1,300 rounds. He's burning through his supply. Faster than planned. Need to conserve. Need to make every shot count, but the Germans keep coming. 11:29 hours. Whitmore's voice cuts through the chaos. Blue leader, the bombers are 10 minutes from target. Germans are breaking off. We did it. Thornfield scans. The German fighters are pulling back, regrouping. They're not retreating, just resetting, repositioning for the attack on the bombers' return leg. When the B-17s are damaged, slower, more vulnerable, the Germans are professionals. They know bomber tactics. Attack inbound, damage them, finish them outbound when they're crippled. But for now, the bombers have breathing room. Thornfield checks his 6. Clear. He levels out, scans the formation. The B-17s are still intact. All 60. No losses. Fuel gauge 280 gallons. The leak has slowed. Not stopped, but slowed. Maybe the self-sealing tank is partially working. Maybe fuel pressure has dropped enough to reduce flow rate. 280 gallons. He's burned 275 since takeoff. He needs 250 to reach the English coast, minimum. And that assumes no more combat, no high-power settings, straight cruise all the way home. He has 30 gallons of margin, maybe. His radio crackles. Guardian 7, Huxley, the flight that turned back earlier. Guardian leader, Guardian 7, we've landed at Boxted. Refueling now. How's the situation? Guardian 7, we're still with the bombers. Enemy pulled back. No bomber losses. Static. Then outstanding Guardian leader. You've got fuel to make it home. Thornfield looks at his gauge again. 278 gallons now. Leak continuing. Affirmative, Guardian 7, we'll make it. It's a lie. He knows it's a lie. Huxley probably knows too. But it's the lie that keeps the mission going, the lie that prevents questions, the lie that lets Thornfield do what he came here to do, protect the bombers, all of them, until they're safe. 1138 hours. The B-17s reach Oschersleben. The Focke-Wulf factory sprawls below. Hangars, assembly buildings, warehouses, rail sidings, the target. Bomb bay doors open, the formation slow slightly, steady, bombardiers taking control, Norden bomb sites engaged, crosshairs on target, Thornfield and the remaining Guardian flights circle above, watching, waiting. The Germans could attack now, while the bombers are committed, straight and level, most vulnerable, but the sky stays empty. The first bombs fall, tumbling black cylinders, 500-pounders, 1,000-pounders, falling toward the factory complex below. Impact. Explosions ripple across the facility, orange fireballs, black smoke, secondary detonations as fuel stores ignite. Entire hangars collapse. The factory is burning. Mission successful. The B-17s turn west, heading home. Formation intact. 0 losses. Thornfield's flight reforms around them. Protective umbrella. Scanning for threats. Fuel gauge 265 gallons. Distance to English coast 230 miles. At normal cruise, fuel consumption is 1.4 gallons per mile. He needs 322 gallons to make it. He has 265. He's 57 gallons short. He will run dry over the North Sea. 60 miles from land. Water temperature 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Survival time 4 minutes. Maybe 5 if he's lucky. He's not feeling lucky, but Miles Ashford is in that lead bomber, and 60 B-17s are depending on Guardian flight to get them to the German border, to the P-47 rendezvous, to safety. His word binds him. 57 gallons won't stop him from keeping it. 1149 hours. The Germans return. Not 21 this time. 30. Fresh aircraft from airfields near Brunswick. They'd been scrambled while the bombers were over target. Now they're climbing to intercept. 30 fighters against 18 P-51Bs escorting 60 bombers. The odds are worse than before. All Guardian flights bandits 3 o'clock high Angels 2530 plus, climbing to engage. The P-51Bs maneuver, positioning. This far from home with fuel states critical, they can't afford extended combat. Quick intercepts, disrupt attacks, protect bombers, that's the mission, that's all that matters. The German formation splits into 3 groups, 10 aircraft each, classic tactic, multiple attack axes, force the escorts to divide, create gaps. Thornfield's flight takes the center group, 10 Bf-109s diving toward the bomber formation. He climbs to intercept, Whitmore on his wing. 2 more P-51Bs stepped behind, 4 against 10. The Bf-109s see them coming. Don't alter course, they have numbers. They have altitude. They have the advantage. Thornfield fires early, 500 yards, maximum range. Unlikely to hit, but volume of fire matters. Disruption matters. Tracers arc toward the Germans. They scatter, break formation. The attack is disrupted. 1 Bf-109 doesn't break fast enough. Thornfield adjusts aim, leads the target, fires again, 2-second burst, strikes on the wing, fuel tank ruptures, flames erupt, the fighter rolls, falls burning, kill number 8, ammunition 1,240 rounds, fuel 252 gallons, Thornfield pulls up, another Bf-109 on his tail, he sees it late, the German fires, cannon shells walk toward him, he brakes hard right, too late, 1 shell hits, left stabilizer, metal tears, the tail shudders, control feels mushy, warning lights illuminate, hydraulic pressure dropping, flight control degradation, the damage isn't critical yet, but it's cumulative, fuel leak, gun jams, tail damage, each hit weakens the aircraft, weakens his ability to fight, to survive. He ignores the warnings, reverses hard, pulls onto the Bf-109's tail. The German extends, tries to use speed, run away. Thornfield is faster, even damaged, even compromised. He closes, 200 yards, 3-second burst, 90 rounds. The Bf-109's engine explodes, oil and coolant spraying. The fighter rolls inverted, falls, 9 down, ammunition 1,150 rounds. His right aileron is sluggish now. The tail damage affecting control response. Roll rate decreased. Turn performance degraded. He's losing aircraft capability with every engagement. But the bombers are still flying. Still safe. Worth it. 11:56 hours. The 3 German groups regroup. Merge into 1 formation. 27 fighters remaining. 3 lost to Thornfield and the other Guardian pilots. 27 against 18. The Germans form line abreast again, all 27, 2.5 miles wide, coming straight at the bomber formation. This is the final push. The Germans know it. The Americans know it. Everyone's fuel is critical. Everyone's ammunition is low. This engagement will decide it. If the Germans break through, bombers will die. If the P-51Bs hold, everyone goes home. Thornfield keys his mic. All Guardian flights, they're coming. Hit them hard. Break their formation. Don't let them reach the bombers. 18 P-51Bs turn toward 27 German fighters. The closure rate is extreme. Combined 700 miles per hour. The distance collapses, 3 miles, 2 miles, 1 mile. Both sides open fire simultaneously. The sky fills with tracers, red and yellow lines crossing, shells exploding, rounds ricocheting, metal screaming. Thornfield fires all 4 guns, holding the trigger, continuous burst, ammunition counter spinning down. His rounds strike a W-190 in the center of the German line, engine cowling shatters, windscreen explodes. The fighter rolls away, pilot slumped, 10 confirmed. But he's flying through a wall of fire now. German rounds everywhere, cannon shells, machine gun bullets. The air itself seems solid with metal. Impact, right wing, 20mm shell. Explosion, metal tears away. 3-foot section of wingtip missing. The P-51B yaws hard right. Thornfield fights the controls, opposite rudder, aileron input, the aircraft stabilizes, barely impact, fuselage behind cockpit, hole punched through aluminum skin, daylight visible, cold air rushing in, impact, left wing, machine gun rounds, holes appear, fuel misting again, new leak, gauge dropping rapidly, 240 gallons, 230, 220, he pulls through the German formation, climbs, rolls, another Bf-109 in his sights, close range, 100 yards, he fires, last burst, holds trigger until the guns go silent, click, 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 the Bf-109's tail disintegrates, control surfaces gone. The fighter tumbles, kill number 11, maybe, hard to confirm, smoke and chaos everywhere. But his guns are silent now. Ammunition counter 0, he's Winchester. Out of bullets, defenseless, 26 German fighters remain, 17 P-51Bs, and Thornfield has no ammunition. Standard procedure, disengage, return to base, live to fight another day, but the bombers are still 43 miles from the German border, 43 miles from P-47 relief. If he leaves, the Germans will slaughter them. Miles Ashford is in that lead bomber. His word was given. He stays. 11:59 hours. The German pilots realize he's not firing. They see his gun ports cold. No muzzle flashes, no tracers, they know. 4 Bf-109s turn toward him. Sensing weakness, easy kill, revenge for their lost comrades. Thornfield turns into them. Head on. No guns, no ammunition. Just speed and will. The Germans don't understand. A fighter without weapons is prey. Should run, should hide, should die quietly. Thornfield charges. The lead Bf-109 pilot holds his course. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Waiting for Thornfield to break, to flinch. 1 second. Thornfield doesn't break. The German does. At the last instant, breaks hard left, defensive, survival instinct, overwhelming discipline. Thornfield follows through the break, stays on the German's tail, 50 feet separation. His propeller inches from the Bf-109's rudder. No guns, just intimidation, proximity, threat. The German pilot looks back, sees the P-51B, sees no gun flashes, but also sees an American pilot who won't quit, who won't leave, who's willing to ram if necessary. The Bf-109 breaks again, dives hard, disengages, runs, one enemy neutralized, without firing a shot. The other 3 Bf-109s close. They know now. He's unarmed. They spread out, bracket him. Classic tactic. Thornfield picks the nearest, turns toward him. Aggressive, the Bf-109 fires. Cannon shells arc past, wide. The German expected Thornfield to evade, to run, not to attack. Thornfield closes 100 feet. 50 feet. The Bf-109 breaks. Can't hold his nerve. Disengages, 2 down, 2 to go. Fuel gauge 195 gallons. The new leak is worse. Combined with combat power settings, he's burning 4 gallons per minute. He has 48 minutes of fuel. The bombers are 38 minutes from the German border. He might make it. If combat ends now, if he can cruise at minimum power, if the leaks don't worsen, might. The remaining Germans regroup. They're confused, frustrated. This lone American keeps attacking, keeps disrupting, won't die, won't leave. They want him gone. 24 fighters turn toward him, all of them, ignoring the bombers, focusing on Thornfield. Good. Every second they're chasing him, they're not killing bombers. He dives. Maximum speed. 460 miles per hour, approaching red line. The damaged wingtip vibrates, the wounded tail shudders, the aircraft is disintegrating around him. But it's still flying. He pulls up. Zoom climb. Trading speed for altitude. The Germans follow. Younger pilots, aggressive, angry, exactly what he wants. He rolls, dives again. The Germans follow. He's leading them away from the bombers, away from Miles, away from 600 airmen who can't defend themselves. Fuel 175 gallons. Distance to border 32 miles, time to P-47 relief 31 minutes. The math is getting tighter. 12:07 hours on the horizon. Thornfield sees them, black dots growing larger, P-47 Thunderbolts, the relief force early, tailwind must have helped. 24 P-47s, fresh, fully armed, full fuel, salvation. The German pilots see them too. They're not stupid. 24 against 24. Even odds. But the Americans are fresh. The Germans have been fighting for 23 minutes. Low fuel, low ammunition. The Germans break off, turn east, heading home. The fight is over. The bombers are safe. All 60 B-17s, untouched, 0 losses. Thornfield's hands shake on the control stick. Adrenaline fade, exhaustion setting in. He's been in combat for 23 minutes. Continuous. No break, no rest. 11 kills, maybe 12. Gun camera footage will confirm, but more importantly, 60 bombers survived. 600 men are going home, including Miles Ashford. He kept his word. Now he just needs to survive long enough to land. Fuel gauge 158 gallons. Distance to English coast 180 miles. Fuel consumption at minimum cruise 1.2 gallons per mile. He needs 216 gallons. He has 158. He's 58 gallons short. He won't make it to England. Whitmore pulls alongside, studies Thornfield's aircraft, sees the damage, fuel streaming, wingtip missing, tail punctured, bullet holes everywhere. Blue leader, you're in bad shape. Fuel, 157 gallons. Blue 2. You need 200 plus to make the coast. I know. There's an emergency field at Manston on the coast. You might make that. Might, if the leaks don't worsen, if the engine keeps running, if he doesn't run completely dry. Understood, Blue 2. You lead the flight home. I'll follow as far as I can. Blue leader. That's an order, Lieutenant. Get the flight home safe. Silence. Then, Roger, Blue leader. See you at Boxted. Whitmore's P-51B pulls ahead. The rest of Blue Flight follows. They're low on fuel too, but enough to make it. Barely. Thornfield flies solo again. Behind the formation, behind the bombers, trailing fuel vapor like a dying comet. 12 through 3 hours. The English coast appears, white cliffs of Dover, beautiful, unreachable, fuel gauge 42 gallons. He's over the channel, 30 miles from land. The water below is gray, cold, lethal. 30 miles at minimum cruise, 1.2 gallons per mile. He needs 36 gallons. He has 42, 6 gallons of margin. He might make it. His engine coughs. Once. Twice. Fuel pressure fluctuating. The gauge reads 38 gallons now. Leaks worsening. 25 miles from land. 35 gallons. The engine runs smooth again. For now. He leans the mixture. Maximum efficiency, minimum fuel flow. The engine runs rough. Doesn't matter, just needs to keep running. Just needs 20 more miles, 20 miles from land, 28 gallons. His hands grip the stick. White knuckles. He's willing the aircraft forward, willing the fuel to last, willing himself to survive. 15 miles, 22 gallons, the cliffs are visible, detail emerging, white chalk, green fields beyond, England, home, 10 miles, 15 gallons, the engine coughs again, sustained, misfiring, fuel starvation, the tanks are nearly dry. He switches to reserve tank, fuselage tank, last option. The engine smooths, temporarily. 8 miles, 11 gallons, he can see Manston Airfield now, emergency strip on the coast, short runway, no amenities. But solid ground, 5 miles, 7 gallons. His radio crackles, Manston Tower. Unidentified Mustang, you are cleared emergency landing. Runway 27, wind is 260 at 15 knots. Thornfield's voice is hoarse, oxygen deprived, exhausted. Manston Tower Guardian Leader, declaring emergency, fuel critical, multiple battle damage, hydraulics compromised. Roger, Guardian Leader, crash trucks are rolling, you're cleared to land. 3 miles, 4 gallons. The engine is running on fumes now. Coughing, sputtering, each cylinder firing irregularly. 2 miles, 2 gallons. Thornfield drops landing gear. The damaged hydraulics groan. Right gear extends, left gear extends partially. Stuck. The warning light stays red. 1 mile, 1 gallon. The engine quits. Silence. The propeller windmills unpowered. The P-51B becomes a glider. Thornfield aims for the runway. No power, no go-around option. 1 chance, 1 approach, half mile, 0 fuel. He's too high, too fast. He slips the aircraft, cross controls, yaw and roll. Losing altitude, bleeding speed, the runway threshold passes beneath. He's over the numbers, flares, pulls back. The P-51B settles. Right gear touches, good. Left gear touches, partially. The damaged gear collapses. The left wing drops, strikes the runway, metal screaming on concrete. The aircraft slews sideways, spinning, tumbling. Thornfield is thrown against the harness, 5-point restraint, holding, crushing. His head snaps forward, back, forward again. The P-51B stops, sideways on the runway, left wing crumpled, tail section damaged, propeller bent, fuel exhausted, but stopped, on solid ground, not in the water, alive. Thornfield sits motionless. 10 seconds. 20. Breathing. Just breathing. The canopy won't open. Damaged, jammed. Crash crews arrive, axes and pry bars. They force the canopy, cold air rushes in, hands reach for him, unbuckle harness, pull him from the cockpit. His legs buckle. Ground crew catches him. 3 hours, 42 minutes in the cockpit. 91 minutes of continuous combat. His body is spent. They lay him on the grass beside the runway. Medic checks vitals, pulse elevated, blood pressure high, oxygen deprived, dehydrated, exhausted, but alive. The medic looks at Thornfield's aircraft, counts bullet holes, 58, counts major damage, wingtip gone, tail punctured, fuel tanks perforated, landing gear collapsed. How the hell did you fly that thing home? Thornfield's voice is a whisper. Had to. Made a promise. He passes out. January 11th, 1944, 1837 hours. RAF Boxted. 60 B-17 bombers land, 1 by 1. Every single aircraft. 0 losses, 0 casualties. 600 airmen climb from their aircraft, kiss the ground, shake hands, cry, laugh. They survived. Miles Ashford climbs from the ball turret of Valiant. His legs are stiff, cramped from 3 hours in the tiny sphere. But he's alive. He finds the intelligence officer, Captain Anderson. Who were the escort fighters today? 354th Fighter Group, P-51 Mustangs, Guardian Flight. There was one. Blue leader. Fought alone for over 20 minutes, saved us all. I need to know who that was. Anderson checks the mission log, finds Blue Flight roster. Blue leader, Major Nathaniel Thornfield. Ashford's face goes pale. Thornfield, Nate Thornfield. You know him. He saved my life in Burma 2 years ago. I carried him 40 miles through the jungle. Well, today he returned the favor. His aircraft is at Manston, emergency landing. Fuel exhausted, critical damage, but he's alive. Ashford sits, heavy, processing. He stayed. When everyone else turned back, he stayed. 11 confirmed kills, out of ammunition for the last 12 minutes. Kept attacking anyway. Kept the Germans off your formation. Ashford's eyes water. I need to see him. He's at Manston Hospital, should be released tomorrow. I'll be there. January 13th, 1944. 10:15 hours. RAF Boxted Officers Club. Thornfield sits alone, coffee cup in front of him, untouched. He's not drinking, just thinking. His aircraft is destroyed, total loss. The crew chief confirmed it this morning. Airframe 2 damaged, beyond repair. P-51B tail number 436315 will never fly again, but 60 bombers came home. 600 lives saved. Worth it. The door opens. Miles Ashford enters, still in flight suit, just landed from a morning mission. They lock eyes. Neither speaks for 5 seconds. Then both stand, shake hands. The grip is firm, wordless communication, understanding between men who've saved each other's lives. "You stayed," Ashford says. "Everyone else turned back. You stayed. Gave you my word. You could have died. You carried me 40 miles through the jungle. I figured I owed you 23 minutes over Germany. We're even now. We'll never be even, Miles, but we're close." They sit. Ashford orders coffee. They drink in silence. Combat veterans. No need for words. Finally, Ashford speaks. "The ball turret gives you a lot of time to think, to watch. I saw everything. Counted every engagement. 11 kills, no ammunition for the last 12 minutes. You kept attacking anyway. Had to. You were down there. So were 599 others. They mattered too." Ashford nods. "Intelligence says you're being put in for the Medal of Honor." Thornfield shrugs. "Don't care about medals. I care that you came home. We all came home. Every single bomber, 0 losses. That's never happened before. Deep penetration mission, 0 losses. You did that. Guardian Flight did that. You led them. You showed them how. You refused to quit." The door opens again. Colonel Brennan enters, sees Thornfield and Ashford, approaches. "Major, you're wanted at the operations hut. General Blackwood is on the wire from Pentagon." Thornfield stands, nods to Ashford. "We'll talk later." He follows Brennan outside. "How much trouble am I in?" Thornfield asks. "For disobeying orders to return to base, for fighting outnumbered, for nearly getting yourself killed?" "Yes, sir." Brennan smiles. First time Thornfield has seen it. "None, Major. Blackwood wants to congratulate you. The mission succeeded. 0 bomber losses. The P-51B program is saved. You just proved that long-range escort works. You changed the war." They reach the operations hut. Brennan hands Thornfield the telephone. "General Blackwood, this is Major Thornfield." Blackwood's voice crackles through. "Thornfield, I've read the after-action reports, all of them. Bomber crews, fighter pilots, intelligence assessments. You stayed when you should have turned back, fought when you should have disengaged, attacked when you had no ammunition. 11 confirmed kills, 0 bomber losses, 600 lives saved." "Just doing my job, sir. Your job was to escort bombers. You did that. Then you went beyond, way beyond. I'm recommending you for the Medal of Honor, and I'm expanding the P-51B program. 14 more fighter groups converting to Mustangs within 3 months. Because you proved it works. You saved the daylight bombing campaign." "Thank you, sir." "Don't thank me. Thank yourself. You earned it. Keep up the good work. Dismissed." The line goes dead. Thornfield hands the phone back to Brennan. "Medal of Honor," Brennan says. "Only fighter pilot in the European theater to receive it. I don't need medals. I need more missions, more chances to bring them all home. You'll get them. But Thornfield, you can't do this every time. You can't fight alone against impossible odds on every mission. Eventually the math catches up. Eventually you don't come home. I'll come home when the job is done." Brennan studies him, sees the obsession still there, undiminished, maybe stronger. "The job is never done, Nate. There's always another mission. Always more bombers to protect. You can't save everyone." "I can try." March 6, 1944. 1400 hours. RAF Boxted. The entire base assembled. 1,200 personnel, pilots, ground crews, support staff, 600 bomber crew members from the 401st Bomb Group. Guests from London, press. General Carl Spaatz stands at a makeshift podium. Behind him, an American flag. Beside him, Nathaniel Thornfield in dress uniform. Spaatz holds a blue ribbon. A bronze star hangs from it. "Major Nathaniel Thornfield, for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty. On January 11, 1944, near Oschersleben, Germany, Major Thornfield, leading a flight of P-51B aircraft, engaged 30 enemy fighters threatening 60 unprotected B-17 bombers. When other escort fighters withdrew due to fuel constraints, Major Thornfield remained. For 37 minutes, he single-handedly defended the bomber formation. He destroyed 11 enemy aircraft. When his ammunition was exhausted, he continued attacking using aggressive maneuvers and psychological tactics to disrupt enemy formations. His actions saved 60 bombers and 600 American lives. His extraordinary heroism and selfless devotion to duty reflect the highest credit upon himself and the United States Army Air Force's Spats places the Medal of Honor around Thornfield's neck. The assembly erupts. Applause, cheers, tears. Miles Ashford stands in the front row, clapping, face wet. Thornfield stands rigid, uncomfortable. He doesn't feel heroic. He feels like he did his job, kept his word, nothing more. After the ceremony, 600 bomber crew members form a line, every single man from the 60 B-17s Thornfield protected. They shake his hand, thank him. Some cry, some salute. It takes 90 minutes. When the last man finishes, Thornfield's hand is sore. His face is tired from forced smiles, but he remembers every face, every name, every word. These are the men he saved. These are the reasons he fought. Worth it. November 18th, 1995. Arlington National Cemetery. Nathaniel Thornfield's funeral. Modest ceremony. Gray sky. Cold wind. 52 mourners. Most strangers. 7 are former Luftwaffe pilots. 1 approaches the casket. Elderly, German accent thick. Hauptmann Klaus Reinhardt. I flew against him. January 11th, 1944. He salutes. Crisp, respectful. We thought he was bait. He was not. 1 pilot, no ammunition, yet he kept coming. That is courage. Reinhardt turns to Evelyn Thornfield, 89, Nathaniel's sister. Your brother taught me what duty means, not following orders, doing what's right when no one watches. He leaves. Evelyn watches him go, thinks about words kept, debts paid, lives saved. Nathaniel Thornfield, 53 combat missions, 17 kills, Medal of Honor. Brigadier General, died age 84, heart failure, peaceful, but his legacy wasn't the medals, wasn't the rank, it was 600 men who came home, that was enough. 2024. National Air Force Museum, Dayton, Ohio. A restored P-51B Mustang hangs from the ceiling. Silver paint, blue nose, number 436315 on the tail. Guardian leader, Thornfield's aircraft. Rebuilt from wreckage recovered from Manston. A plaque beneath reads, Major Nathaniel Thornfield, Medal of Honor, January 11, 1944. 11 kills, 37 minutes, 600 lives saved. A young Air Force cadet stands before it. 19 years old, reading the plaque, studying the aircraft. An elderly man approaches, 76, walks with a cane. My grandfather flew that mission, the man says. The cadet turns. Thornfield. No, Sergeant Miles Ashford, ball turret gunner, lead bomber. Thornfield saved his life that day. Did you know Thornfield? Met him once after the war, asked him why he stayed, why he didn't turn back when everyone else did. What did he say? The old man pauses, remembers. He said, your grandfather carried me 40 miles through the jungle when I couldn't walk. I figured I owed him 37 minutes over Germany. Then he said something else, something I've never forgotten. What? He said, duty isn't about following orders, it's about doing what's right when no one's watching. When no one would blame you for walking away, that's when character shows. That's when it matters. The old man pauses again, looks at the cadet. Then he said one more thing. Fear doesn't go away. You just decide something matters more than the fear. That day, 600 lives mattered more. The cadet looks at the aircraft, silver and blue, battle-scarred and rebuilt. 1 pilot saved 600 lives. 1 pilot who refused to quit, who kept his word, who decided that 600 strangers mattered more than his own survival. The old man places a hand on the cadet's shoulder. That's the standard, son. That's what we measure ourselves against. Not the kills, not the medals, the choice to stay when you could leave, to fight when you could run, to keep your word even if it kills you. He walks away, slow, using the cane. The cadet remains, staring at the P-51B, thinking about duty, about words given, about the kind of man who fights 30 German fighters with no ammunition because 600 strangers need him. One pilot, 30 enemies, 0 ammunition. But 600 lives mattered more than fear. That's the legacy. That's Nathaniel Thornfield, guardian leader, the man who refused to leave. Narrator, direct to audience. Nathaniel Thornfield proved one pilot could change history, but there's another pilot you've never heard of. Captain Raymond Foster, B-17 pilot, March 1944. His bomber was hit, 3 engines gone, crew bailing out. He stayed at the controls, kept it level, gave them time, then did something no one thought possible. Landed a burning fortress on 1 engine, gear up, in a German field, saved 9 crew members. The Germans were so impressed they didn't shoot. That story, next week. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Leave a comment, tell us where you're watching from, and if this story moved you, share it, because heroes like Thornfield deserve to be remembered.